To install a new head unit into an OEM NA Miata dash, you would need a type of mount. Usually people go with the Metra kit, but I decided to go with the DDMWORKS radio surround. I did this because the Metra kit was all plastic, while the DDMWORKS is actually stainless steel, and they powder coated it. And also I will eventually be doing a turbo build, so the gauges would be nice. And then you also need the harness adapter. It's 707901, and that will fit into the Miata's harness, which actually split in two. So this is mostly the power and the front speakers, and this is the headrest speakers. And then I ended up soldering it because I wanted to be a clean install, and it's pretty much just color to color. And you'll see the guide here, and you just have to match up the colors on whatever head unit you get. I decided to go with a super cheap one because I don't really care, but I just wanted aux. Before you can install this into your car, there are some things you need to do in order to fit it into this DDMWORKS radio surround kit. So starting with the radio, you will have to remove the bracket, the middle bracket that comes with it, as well as the plastic faceplate on most surround or head units. So and that will give you a clean install, will fit into your surround, which like this. And as you can see, it's a very snug fit, which is why I chose this over the Metra kit, because it looks really clean. I don't know if you can see this. There's almost no gap. And then you take the bolts supplied in the kit to bolt it in here, so it won't move around. Then the next step would just be putting it into the car. Alright, in order to get the center console off, to get the two screws located right here, you have to loosen the shift knob. And set that aside somewhere. And then there are a bunch of screws. So the first screw is actually underneath this. So you have to take this out and then take this out. And this is where the first screw is. And the other another two screws here, right here and here. And then you got two more screws on each side of the center console, right here and right here. All right, these two. And after that, you should be able to pop this out and get to the thingy. Now that you moved all the screws here, all you have to do is just lift the center console up in the front first to make sure you clear this, and then slide it forward. Alright, and slide it forward, and this should all come off. And then just be careful, there's some wiring. Oh, I have Aftermarket head unit speakers, or headrest speakers, which is why these are taped here. Slide forward, be careful, and then just, you don't have to disconnect the wires here. Just don't leave them. Just leave them here, and then make sure they're not taut, and just set them aside. And then you do all this just to access these two screws. There's one right here. Oh, it looks like just one of them. Interesting. Anyways, you just use this and you unbolt it, and then the tombstone. Oh, and then there's two bolts up here in the tombstone. And then after that, you should be able to take this thing off. And the last two screws holding this tombstone thing in is the eyeball socket. There's two screws up here, or eyeball vent. Whatever, you get the point. And what I usually do is just take a screwdriver and you put it here, grab a hold of it, and just kind of pop it out, and then it'll come loose. Just gotta take it out, and then you do it for the other one too. Just take it out. Alright, and don't apply a lot of force because this is plastic, and the chances are you have an old car, because it is 28 years old, mine at least. So these are very brittle, just be careful. Then after you're done, you should see there's two screws. There's one screw right here. You gotta loosen it. And there's one on the other side, and you should be good. Alright, after you get all the screws out, you can just pull this straight out. And then be sure to disconnect the hazard headlight switch on the bottom. And there's a little picky thing, and you just click it. Clicky thing, and then set this aside. Also be careful, because most of these are very brittle because they are actually really old. So you want to just be careful when you pull it out. If it's stuck there, don't force it, kind of go all the way around just to pop it out. And I'll just set this up here. Just kidding, I'm gonna set it back here. All right, and after that you have these 4 screws holding in the radio. You just gotta undo these, and this radio should just slide out through. This is what you use to ground your radio. So if you look here on my new harness that I built, you have a slot available for ground, and make sure you round this or else you will short circuit yourself or your car. And all you have to do is just bolt these together, and obviously try to use some type of, just bolt it somewhere and then it should be good. So basically all you do is match the Metra kit wire thingy into the adapter, and make sure you hit a click, and then it's in, and then you do it for the other one too. Make sure you hit the, make sure you hit the click. Alright, and then for the ground, I don't think I'll be using the old ground because I don't know where to screw this in, since this was bolted right into the radio. So instead I think I'll route this wire through and ground it to one of these bolts. Yeah, I'll just clean this off and round it through this one. Yeah, the great thing about this is just it fits right in like that. Actually, I mounted this radio upside down because I thought I got a different model. That's on me. And you can see the even has a bolt for this little hinge thing. So I don't think the Metra kit has this, which is again why I went with this. So let me just write this and then I will be back. Okay, so I fixed this, so now it's actually the right way up. And I also grounded my radio into this. This is metal, and then I also put the original ground right under it, so it should be fine. If we hear static, then we'll have to readjust it. But now, the moment of truth, you want to double check your work. So you want to plug it in and just let it hang here and see if it powers on before you actually put it back, because the worst part is figuring out it didn't work, and then you have to redo everything. So I'll just put my keys in ignition and double check for it. And it is lit. Now that I double checked everything, I'm just gonna rewire everything back, and then I'll be all good. There you go. This is the install. So one of my favorite things about this DDWORKS is actually the fact that you can set how flush it is to your dash. So for instance, if you see on the sides right here, there's not really that much pushing out. It's pretty much as flush as you can get it. And I know a lot of people, especially in the forums, are complaining about the Metra kit and how like the radio was just pushed out more. And you can actually adjust this on this kit. There's a little thing you loosen on both sides, and you kind of just tweak it and then push it and pull it and get your desired effect. I just left this here because I wanted to see how it felt. Obviously it looks kind of dumb right now because there's no gauges here. I have just 3 blank holes, but I'll be getting gauges and stuff soon, and maybe if the gauges push out, I'll maybe push this out a bit to make it equal. But yeah, so far I actually really like this kit. It looks really good, and it works. It's a little pricey though, but 1010 would do it again. All right, thanks for watching.